Those of you who enjoy when I go off on a rant, get ready because here it comes. The mainstream media has zero credibility. You know how I told you guys before that the media thinks that you're stupid? We were given a shining example last night of how stupid the media thinks that we really are. This is why trust in the mainstream media is at an all time low. I guess ESPN thinks that we don't have the mental capacity to remember something that happened 18 months ago. Unless it's an NFL or an NBA game, I don't watch ESPN. I don't watch their opinion shows. I don't watch Sports Center. I don't watch any of it. I was actually alerted to this story last night by one of my longtime viewers. He hit me up on Twitter. Appreciate you, Connor. Anytime you guys see something relevant to what we do here on the channel, shoot me a DM on Twitter, KC_BTL84, or send me an email, BTLKC84@gmail.com. I get hit up on Twitter about this Bubba Wallace documentary that ESPN aired last night. Now, I'll be honest with you. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I don't need to. I don't need to watch it. When he sent me the link to the trailer, I already knew exactly where ESPN was going with this. Last summer, the media did what they do best. They went into overdrive on this story without getting all the facts. The media version of this story, a noose was found hanging in the garage of Bubba Wallace at a NASCAR event in Talladega. That's all the media needed to hear. No one bothered to investigate, like a journalist is supposed to do. All they heard was noose, NASCAR, black driver, Alabama. It double-checked all the woke boxes. We have been right all along. We have been saying for years NASCAR and its fan base is racist. Now we have proof. A racist hung a noose in the garage of Bubba Wallace. They hate him because he's black. The FBI? The FBI, which used to be the wing of federal law enforcement that investigated actual crimes. You don't want to fuck around with the FBI. They're undefeated. They have unlimited time and resources. Once the FBI focuses on you, it's over. They crippled the mafia, which ran New York City unopposed for 50 years. The FBI played a major role in the 9/11 investigation. Whitey Bulger was on the run for 15 years. Didn't matter. They caught his ass too. Lately, though, the FBI has shifted its focus to more political crimes. They took a break from investigating soccer moms in Virginia who don't want critical race theory taught to their children to investigate this heinous crime committed against Bubba Wallace. The Fed sent 15 agents down to Talladega to investigate this incident. What a great use of federal resources. The Bureau, who has taken down some of the biggest criminals in history, spent their time investigating a rope at a NASCAR event. I guess it's a good thing they did because the media wasn't going to do it. At the conclusion of their investigation, the FBI found that same rope had been hanging in that same garage since 2019. It wasn't a noose, it was a rope used to pull the garage door down. That didn't matter to the woke media, though. That didn't matter to ESPN. The truth never fits their narrative. So ESPN produces and airs a documentary last night based on a lie. They paint Bubba Wallace as the victim of mythical racism. And you know what? Fuck Bubba Wallace too. I didn't blame him last summer, but I'm blaming him now because he allowed this to happen. The truth is, Bubba Wallace is being used, and he was being used last summer to incite racial division. He was being used to promote the agenda. Think about this from the woke media's perspective. This story was perfect. You're at Talladega, Alabama, a state with deep-rooted racial issues in its past. It's NASCAR. We all know the perception of NASCAR fans, rednecks who fly their Confederate flag screaming, "The South will rise again." Bubba Wallace, the only black driver in NASCAR, and a noose found hanging in his garage. No Viagra was needed. This was the perfect setup for a woke media boner. I gave Bubba Wallace a pass last summer. He's not getting a pass today. He knows the truth. ESPN knows the truth. But Bubba Wallace allowed them to create a full-length documentary painting him as a victim. Check out this one part from last night. From what I can tell, I would assume that NASCAR arranged a Zoom meeting at some point last year to discuss the topic of mythical racism. They were probably encouraging their drivers and staff to apologize for their white privilege and attend sensitivity training. During the meeting, there seems to have been a lot of silence. Check out what Bubba Wallace had to say about it.
All those people who were so silent on that chat 2 weeks earlier.
Oh, I still don't forget. But this moment was still important. You know, you can let down your guard a little bit, but I don't forget the ones that were silent.
How ironic, Bubba Wallace. You said you didn't forget the people who remained silent on that call. Well, the rest of us didn't forget that this entire story is bullshit. You are allowing these people to use you, and you're just eating it up. Bubba Wallace is playing the victim role to perfection, but all he's really doing is discrediting himself. These people in the media, they don't care about Bubba Wallace. ESPN doesn't give a shit about you. They knew what they were doing with this documentary. ESPN knew that they could promote this lie and it would stir up controversy online and would generate plenty of free publicity. The promotional tweet ESPN sent out yesterday said, "Last year, a noose was found in the stall of Bubba Wallace in Talladega. The next day, the NASCAR community stood with him in unity." Unity. Bullshit. This incident was used to incite division. ESPN, on purpose, made no mention of the fact that this was not a noose. It was simply a rope used to pull the garage door down. They knew this would piss off common sense thinkers, and they would quote tweet it and give ESPN free promotion. It was well played by ESPN because that is exactly what happened. The right-wing portion of Twitter, which makes up, maybe 10% of the user base, they blasted ESPN for this, which is fine. It's fine. But they should have blasted Bubba Wallace too, because without Bubba Wallace, this ESPN documentary does not happen. Bubba Wallace might get a pass on Twitter. He might get a pass on Fox News. He might get a pass with the rest of the media. He's not getting a pass here. This is on him. You played yourself. You allowed these people to use you, and you went from being a NASCAR driver to a professional actor. That's all this is. Bubba Wallace acting the victim role. You're not fooling me. Google Bubba Wallace right now. Not one media outlet is calling him out. Why? Why does he get a pass here? He is just as guilty as ESPN. He is knowingly participating in a false narrative, all to garner attention and sympathy for himself. To hell with Bubba Wallace. Enjoy your 15 minutes of sympathy and fame. It is going to disappear quickly. You have completely discredited yourself. Next week, a new social justice victim will come along, and your friends in the woke media will forget all about you. I'm not even going to ask you guys a question today. Just give me your thoughts on this garbage. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.